Hey there, everyone! My name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar.
No.
Hey there, everyone! My name's Lion-O.
No. Welcome to Star Joes. I'm your host Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about Thundercats Roar. I know I'm way past due talking about this. I know a lot of people have had things to say about it, but I still felt like I wanted to get my voice out there when it comes to this, because some of the things I have to say are probably the same that everyone else has said, and maybe some of the things that I'm having to say might surprise you. But Thundercats Roar is the latest cartoon take on the Thundercats franchise or licensed property. And when I first saw it, my initial thought was, ouch. It is a cartoon that is taking Thundercats into a humorous, jokey direction. And I guess in some respects I understand that, because parents are ultra sensitive towards violent cartoons nowadays. I don't know if the 80s version of Thundercats would have made it today. Although they still looked to tone down the violence when it came to that cartoon. And let's face it, those of us that grew up with that cartoon, I think most of us are well adjusted. And those of us that might not be well adjusted certainly can't point back to that cartoon as a reason why we weren't. So when I look at the Thundercats Roar, I wanted to give it a chance. And I'll probably still watch like an episode or two, just because I don't want to pass complete judgment without having actually watched an episode or two. But this really just does not look like it is for me. And that's actually probably the thing that I can say the most positive about it, is that this wasn't made for me. This wasn't made for people of my generation that grew up with the original Thundercats. Hell, this probably wasn't even made for the people that grew up with the Thundercats cartoon that came out in 2011. But the problem that I have with it is how everything seems to be dumbed down and toned down. So I watched the video, the trailer and everything else that came out promoting it, and the creator there grew up and said he was a fan. And he pointed out the reasons why he was a fan, and he was like, it was always a little silly. And it's like, okay, it was a little silly, but you're taking it in a completely comedic direction, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not what I think of when I think of Thundercats. Yeah, you had your comedic characters, you had your comedic moments, and ultimately, when you look back on it as an adult, it probably is kind of a silly cartoon, but so was most of the things that came out in the 80s. We still love them. We still have a lot of fun with them. And then he talked about how, well, with Thundercats, you have to have an awesome opening. I've seen your opening. It's not that awesome. It actually is such sensory overload that I can't even tell what is happening in the intro. Now, when I look at the original Thundercats intro, it is memorable. It is impactful. The music sticks with you, the scenes stick with you. And then when I look at the 2011 cartoon, it's the same thing. It's impactful. The music stays the same. I know it's the original soundtrack and everything, but the opening stays consistent. It stays consistently awesome. Then we have Thundercats Roar, where, like I said, so much is happening so fast that I can't even keep up with what is going on. It's not telling me a story, which a lot of times the intros to these cartoons should be telling us some type of story or some type of action. It's just complete sensory overload, and it makes me detract from even wanting to watch it. It detracts from a lot of people wanting to watch it. Now, I realize maybe nowadays kids can take in all of that stuff, so maybe it works out perfect for them. And I will say, this is definitely made for kids. This is definitely something that's geared towards kids, and because of that, I hope it's extremely successful. Because here's the thing. When I look at the Michael Bay Transformers movies, I do not enjoy them. I, for the most part, cannot stand watching any of them. However, they were extremely successful, and because of their success, I got a lot of things that I did enjoy. We got a lot of masterpiece Transformers, we got IDW comics, we got toy lines that were geared towards Generation 1 people. And I absolutely love that. So as much as I don't like the Michael Bay movies themselves, I love what they brought back for those of us that grew up with other versions. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for this Thundercats Roar, is I'm actually hoping that it does very, very well. And then maybe that'll help bring back some of the things that I enjoy. Maybe we'll get some other versions of Thundercats action figures, or versions of Thundercats comics or something like that, that I would really be able to grasp hold of and go, okay, this is my Thundercats. They can have that one. My biggest issue with this new cartoon, though, and I don't feel like this is well, you're a different generation, so you don't understand. It's the animation level. The animation style and the animation level, it looks weak. It looks cheap. It looks like it was done by a preschool class that had it as a homework assignment to do. And they rushed through it and colored it in and drew stuff, and they said, here you go. And then they put that in as the cartoon. I am not opposed to another version of the Thundercats. Like I said, the 2011 cartoon, I actually really enjoyed that. I actually loved that version. I thought it was very well done. The production level was very high on it. And the only reason it wasn't successful was because the toys didn't sell. It had nothing to do with the cartoon itself. The cartoon actually got critically acclaimed. I knew a lot of people that watched it, and it got taken off because the toys didn't sell. Well, I got news for you. The reason the toys didn't sell is because the toys sucked. They were poor quality, they were poorly assembled, and they just were not any good at all. I don't know anyone that actually enjoyed those toys when they came out because they just fell apart. So then they took the cartoon down. I'm really hoping this is successful, and I'm really hoping whatever toys they make for it sell, so that maybe we actually do get some of the other things like I talked about that we want. But I really wish the animation level was a bit heightened. It looks like one of these episodes was put together on a weekend. That's the quality of animation that we're seeing with this. And I really don't care for that. And I think a lot of people don't really care for it. It looks like there was no effort put into this cartoon whatsoever when it comes to quality. Now, like I said, it could be very entertaining. I might laugh when I watch it and everything, but I'm just not going to really enjoy the animation. I just don't see myself enjoying the animation. And that's not even saying, well, you haven't watched it yet, so you don't know. I've seen the trailer. I've seen the cartoon that they're going to be putting on the screen, and I don't like the animation style. But again, this wasn't made for me. This was made for kids. And this seems to be the direction that kids' cartoons are going in. It seems like it's more about what is said and the stupid jokes that you can make than it is about the quality and putting something awesome and epic up on the TV screen for them. So, will I give it a chance? The jury's still out on that. But I can tell you from what I'm seeing, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm sure a lot of you don't either. But I still wish it the best. I still hope it's successful. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close by saying the Force will be with you, because knowing us is half the battle. Take care, guys.